Hi, my name is Vince from My Mate Vince, and today I'm going to show you how the hill start assist and the hold function works on a Mercedes Benz. This will be similar for a lot of other new cars there with this feature. Basically, what the hill start assist does is it holds the car for you when you're on anything other than a flat surface, even if you're on just a very slight hill up or down. When you release the brake, it actually holds the car for about a second, which gives you enough time to come off the brake and then put your clutch down, put your foot in the accelerator, and move off. And the hold feature is a handy feature, especially on the Mercedes Benz, because these cars have a foot operated parking brake. So like the old handbrake, but it's a foot operated one. And it's a really handy feature because you just pump the brake pedal and then the hold feature comes on, and then that allows you to drive without ever using the handbrake. You only need to use the handbrake when you're actually parking up. So in the UK here, there's a lot of hills, just like many other countries, and drivers get used to pulling up the handbrake, riding the clutch, and releasing. But when I bought this car, it didn't actually have a handbrake, and it hasn't got an electronic brake either. It's got 4 pedals down there. This is a manual, so obviously you've got accelerator, brake, clutch, and here is the parking brake. This is how you operate the handbrake basically, but this is a parking brake. And then to release it, you have to pull this lever here. So you could get used to it on a hill, doing that, but it's very hard, especially when you're riding the clutch already with your left foot. So it's very hard. So when I got this car, I was a bit worried because I didn't realise it had hill start assist or the hold feature. So I'm just going to show you how this works. So then if you're thinking about getting a manually operated, a manual instead of an automatic Mercedes, a lot of people are put off because of this foot parking brake, but there's really no need to be on the new ones, because with this hill start assist and the hold feature, you never need to use the foot brake. The only time I use the foot brake is when I'm parking. So this hold feature is perfect for driving day to day, but obviously if you're leaving the car, always use the foot brake. So don't get out of the car with it left on the hold feature. You've got to use the foot brake. But yeah, it really does work. So I'm just going to show you the book to begin with, so you can have a quick read through in your own time. So this is the hill start assist. You can pause it and read if I'm going down too quick, which I will be. Okay, so that's the hill start assist. And the hold feature, there's more notes on the hold feature. Nearly there. There's a tiny bit on this page here, and that's it. That's about the hold feature. Hold that focus there. Okay, so now I'm actually just going to show you here. I'm just on my driveway. I'm just going to show you the what it's like. I'll do the hill start assist first. Okay, so I'm on a hill now, and then what I'm going to do is I need to release the handbrake. Now, pretend I'm driving along and I'm just on a hill. So when I take my foot off the accelerator, off the brake, I'm going to show you how long it takes before it rolls back. So I've got my foot off now, and there you go, it starts to roll back. So let me just pull that forward. So off the brake, and then give it a little bit of revs, and up the hill I go. And then I brake, and just to show you here, I'm going to let go of the brake now, and it starts rolling now. Just go forward again. Off the brake now. And I can go up. Right, on the brake. Let's see how long I've got before it rolls back into the car behind. Off the brake. And roll on the brake. Off the brake. And roll on the brake. Yeah, so you can see there you've got a good second, and that will also work the other way around as well. If I was going downhill, then it does the same thing. Sorry, as in facing down. So obviously at the moment I'm facing uphill, but if I was facing downhill, it'd be the same thing. So that's one more time. I'm going to go off the brake now, and it rolls back on the brake. Off the brake now, and it rolls. Okay, now the other feature is the hold feature. So if I pump the brake pedal Now, there you go, it goes to hold there. And what will happen is now, I can put it in neutral, release everything, my feet are here, and it would just stay here for as long as I want, until I hit the accelerator. And then it will go over to hill start assist and then go down. Okay, so pump, and then, actually it doesn't go over to hill start assist, it just goes straight away. There you go. So basically what you do is you come up to traffic lights or wherever you're coming up to, and you just ease on the brake like you normally do, and then you give it a quick pump down like that, and that's enough to make it go to hold. And then when you go to drive off and put your foot on the accelerator, the hold disappears. Let's go down there. It's the hill start assist working again. So if you have a look now, I'm stuck on some lights, pretend, pump the brake pedal, and I'm on hold. Or let's say I'm on a steep hill, and I might be a bit worried that 1 second on the hill start assist isn't enough. You know, if you're on a very steep hill, then what I do is I just pump it onto hold, and it will stay there. You can relax, take your feet off the brakes, take your feet off the pedals, and then when you go to drive off, as soon as you put your foot on the accelerator, it will start to, it releases it. Okay, again, caught in traffic on a hill, put your foot down. You can either rely on the hill start assist, which will give you a second, or just pump it onto hold, and then you go to drive off, and it goes again. So it's a really handy feature. Let's just roll back. There you go. So yeah, I hope that helps, and it really does work. It's not complicated. It sounds complicated, but it really does work nice and easy. And then at the end of your journey, then you obviously have your foot on your brake. You put it into neutral. You turn your engine off, and then you just operate the foot brake like you would normally do with your handbrake. So that's the only time I have to ever use the foot brake. And yeah, so there's no need to get worried about buying a manual. Obviously loads of people like the automatic transmissions, and I don't blame them, but yeah, you don't have to worry about a manual on a car with a foot brake. So it does work absolutely fine if you've got the hill start assist and the hold function. Okay, thanks a lot, bye now.